Japanese and English and cultural difference or such kind of matters. But before that, so you have to follow the very basics of the technical writing, apart from the language problem, apart from the cultural problem. So we are tech guys, so we should follow one rule. So the clarity, make it clear your advantage. So maybe advantage is two aspects. One is novelty. Okay, this our idea is really new. Nobody have been invented. Or the performance. Okay, our algorithm can get the best performance, best speed in the world. Nobody can beat us. So basically, these two kind of topics are the starting point of their papers. And so in this sense, so there are only two purposes. So show the novelty or show the performance, nothing else. So that means, so there's only one or two. We need only one or two way of showing the these kind of matters. And so say in this paper, so all the papers actually, all the papers, journal papers has, of course, as you may know, abstract, introduction, and background, and technical details, and experiment, and discussion, and may have conclusion. So they all need this kind of paragraphs. Otherwise, it's far from technical paper, technical documents. So they forget about that. So how to read the good paper in short time is directly connected to how to write the good papers, how to organize the good paper, how to organize a paper in a good shape. So first of all, so definitely you have to follow the abstract, instruction, and background, and technical details, and experiment, discussion, and conclusion. Why? They all have the meanings. So abstract show the brief explanation of what they are doing, what they want to appear. And introduction is prepared for the people who are not so familiar with this area. And in addition, so sometimes introduction is used that so authors are really expert. Okay, we are the expert. We know this kind of matters. We know where the problem is. So to show their ability, the introduction is used. In that sense, if you are expert, you are also expert. You don't need to read the introduction. You can just skip it. Or you can just read abstract and then skip to the section 3. It's okay. Probably you don't need to. So if you are really an expert. And then background, sometimes related works. So this kind of matters. So this is the very important part of the papers. So sometimes when I ask my students for the first time writing down the paper, so they sometimes forget about writing this part. They just show the introduction, of course, but they then start the technical detail and they just skip about the background. But for the technical paper, it's useless. This kind of paper, the papers without background, without reference related work is really useless. So all the paper will be rejected if they miss the related works. Because why? Because we are not the inventor in the town, how to say. So we are asked to be the world top. All the researchers, all the international research should be the world new again. So our idea is a novel one. Our algorithm is a world best or something like that. So in that sense, every researcher should know everything. Otherwise, you can't tell our algorithm is the best. So for example, so if you are a farmer, so you have a farm in Tsukuba town, okay, my tomato is the best. Who believes that? If the farmer do not go out from the Tsukuba town, his best is the town, Tsukuba's best, not the world best. So if he wants to say that this tomato is the world best, he should know that Japanese best, he should know the American's best, he should know the Italian best, and then he can tell, okay, our tomato is the world best, and nobody can make this kind of a very good tomato. So to do that, they have to advertise our research, our ideas are really new. So all the other ideas are different from our ones, or all the other approaches are weaker than, slower than our approaches, something like that. So this part are really important to show how this paper is important or significant. So again, so if you don't know, if you don't need to know about that, you can just skip all the background. For example, in the case when you are asked to implement this paper from your advisor, you don't need to read background, of course. You can just discard them. But if you want to discuss about this paper is really good, or this paper is worth reading, or something like that, this part is really crucial. And fortunately, for the singular papers, once again, because this journal, this conference is a very top conference, as we know. So in that sense, you don't need to read the background if you want to just make sure that this paper is good or not, because all the papers are good in singular papers. So you don't need to read all the part. So you can just skip all the background or related works part. So if you are not the expert, if you are not going to compare the papers with your idea or something like that, and then they start the technical details. And so for the technical details, once again, because this paper is the reason of existing this paper, submitting this paper, is to show this our idea, this idea is really new or something like that. So in that sense, the ideas which are imported from the other papers or ideas from the already published ones shouldn't be mentioned so much. So that's why we need references. So they just cut out the already published ideas by citing the old papers. They don't talk about so much. If this is a textbook, if this is a course book, so they should mention every part in detail. But as these are papers, so they should skip. Otherwise, once again, the reviewers will mark it as, okay, this paper is too long to read. So it's reading this long paper is a waste of time. So they should shorten the paper. Otherwise, I can't agree that this paper should be some